I'm so thankful to be here with you today. I was just thinking how I haven't been moving my arms in enough variety. So here we are to move our arms together. Let's start with our legs straight, a great way to sit more often throughout the day, especially if you spend a lot of time sitting with your knees bent. Tilt your pelvis upright, relax your ribs down and back. Bring your arms in front of you, low chest level with your palms up. And let's just begin by opening our arms out to the side and bringing our pinky fingers together. And keep in mind that when you open, you're not trying to necessarily pull your shoulder blades together. Just feel more like you're trying to get your upper back and your chest wide at the same time. So it's not about pulling your arms back. It's more about just reaching your arms out to the sides. And as you do this, a lot of times if you share a lot of modern movement patterns, your arms will just naturally start to creep up and go a little higher. I noticed that happening with my arms. So reach out, but stay chest level. Keep rotating your palms up. Notice if they start to rotate forward. And then tuning into your breath, just letting your breath flow freely. And we're not going for perfection here, just progress. But you might notice, you'll be opening and closing. The next thing you notice, your hands have been rotated half the time, or your arms keep creeping up higher. I mean, I notice that all the time with myself. So it takes time to break these unconscious habit patterns. Just take your time, be patient with yourself, keep coming back, keep moving. All right, next time your arms are out to your sides, we will circle down in front of us, pinky fingers together, palms face up, circle around, pinky fingers touch, palms face behind us. So circle around, pinky fingers together, and circle around, pinky fingers together, elbows point forward, all while keeping our ribs relaxed down and back. If your arms start to get tired, some days are going to be different than others. Give yourself a rest. Just put your arms down by your side, take a few conscious breaths, rib breaths into the sides of your ribs, into the backs of your ribs. And then just come back, take a few more rounds, maybe give yourself another rest. Listen to your body. Coming back and being consistent is most important. Intensity, not so much. Couple more circles like this. And then with your arms by your sides, let's take it into side bends, a little bit in front of your shoulders. Right arm goes over, palm faces the ground, left arm goes over. And breathing. Feel the length along your hip, the side of your waist, the side of your rib cage, the side of your shoulder. Open up through the palms of your hands. Let your fingers be nice and long. So it's like not only are you reaching your arm over, but you're reaching your fingers long, even your thumb. Relax any clenching around your thighs. Great time to practice if you can lift your kneecaps up and down. Sitting is a great place to start with your legs very straight, of being able to lift and lower your kneecaps, which, as you know, is a very important alignment skill to have, so that over time, with the outer edges of your feet straight, you can start rotating your thigh bones into neutral. Oh, feeling into the sides of your body. Letting your breath flow. let your arms come down. Let's bend your right knee. We'll start with our left foot. Flex your ankle. Rotate forward from the pelvis. You can slide your hand down to your thigh, down to your shin, and then slowly come up. Take that right leg out to the right a little bit, goes a long way. Flex the ankle, rotate forward. And it's okay if you go through the center of your legs. It's okay sometimes if you lean a bit towards that leg. Just notice what your habit pattern is. You can even go back and forth a little bit. And then come up and take that right leg over in front of your left foot and rotate forward nice and slowly, giving a chance to your thigh muscles, especially the outer thigh and outer hip, to adapt to this motion. And come up. Let's go back to ankle straight ahead. Rotate forward and come up nice and slowly. Ankle out to the right a little, or left a little bit. Rotate and come up. And ankle in front of your right foot. Rotate forward from your pelvis nice and slowly. And come back, and then bring that ankle back to center. Point, flex, point, flex. Good to move all the joints every day. Point, flex, point, flex. Now point, hold. Try to touch all 5 of your toes to the floor. Gently press down through the balls of your feet, even if the toes are not getting to the floor, even if the front of the foot's not getting to the floor. And then flex, and you'll twist your ankle so your inner arch goes slightly forward, and then the outer edge of your foot. Inner arch, outer edge of the foot. Inner arch, outer edge of the foot. Now how about inner arch and hold? So often we go through these and we just move them, but how about holding a little bit as you gently press your inner arch forward and breathing, and then twist and push the outer edge of your foot forward and hold there. All right, let your foot come back, bend that knee, extend your left leg, right leg long. I'm used to starting on the right side. Flex your ankle, rotate your pelvis, so it's a trick for my brain as well. Slowly come up, take that leg a little bit out to the right, rotate your pelvis, hinging forward from your hips, and come up, nice straight leg, bring that foot across in front of your other foot. Go nice and slowly at first, letting your thigh muscles, hip muscles relax. And come on up, bring the leg back to center and rotate forward from your pelvis. And come up, leg goes out to the right, rotate forward, keep flexing the ankle, a dorsiflexion. And come up, and then take the foot across and rotate forward from the pelvis. And then slowly come back up, bring that leg straight in line with your outer ASIS bone, knee and ankle in line. Point, flex, point, flex. When you flex, actively flex your ankle. Point, flex, point, flex, point, hold. See if you can get more of the ball of the foot, more of the toes to at least go towards the floor. And breathing and feeling. And then flex the ankle and slowly twist the outer edge of the foot forward, the inner edge forward. Outer edge, inner edge, outer, inner. Now twist the outer edge forward and hold for just a moment. There shouldn't be any discomfort around the ankle. And then twist the inner edge forward and hold there. Your thigh should stay in the same angle with your knee pointing up. So if you're twisting your ankle and your thigh's moving side to side, you have to steady your thigh as you push your inner arch forward. Good, and then relax, bend that knee, walk your feet wide, turning the outer edges of your feet straight, inner thighs open, tilt your pelvis upright, bring your hands in front of you low, just above your knees, and we'll do right arm on top every time. So arms open to your sides, arms low, right arm on top, arms open to the side, a little bit higher, right arm on top. Arms open to the sides a little bit higher. Right arm on top. Arms open up a little bit higher. Right arm on top. Open up the arms, open up the thighs. If you feel like they were collapsing in, roll to the outer edges of your feet. Left arm on top. And open, arms a little bit lower. Left arm on top. And open a little bit lower. Left arm on top. And open just above your knees. Left arm on top. And open. Okay, go back to right arm on top, low. Hold, twist your belly button to the right. Unwind, twist your belly button to your left. Unwind, open your arms, switch. Put left arm on top. So we're going to do lots of dynamic twists while holding this shoulder work. Belly button twist to the right. And belly button twist to the left. Unwind, open your arms, bring them a little bit higher. Right arm on top. Twist your belly to your right. Twist your belly button to your left. Unwind, open your arms. Left arm on top. Belly button twist to the right. Belly button twist to the left. Back to center, arms open, a little higher. Right arm on top. As you twist, you want to make sure your pelvis is in neutral, your ribs are relaxed down. Arms a little higher as you twist to the right. Twist to the left. Open up, open your arms. Left arm on top. Belly twist to the right. And belly twist to the left. Keep breathing. Back to center. Open the arms a little bit higher. Right arm on top. Twist your belly to your right. Twist your belly to your left. Unwind. Open your arms. Last time. Left arm on top. Twist your belly to the right. And twist your belly to your left. And come back to center. Open your arms. Let them come down. Hold on to the back of the chair. If you tend to hike your shoulders up by your ears a little bit lower, if you have arms on your chair, which doesn't make it as easy to go into a lunge, but you can also hold on to them. Bend your elbows, hug them in slightly. Try to feel like you're hugging the right and the left side in equally. And then think of keeping your pelvis upright and just moving your rib cage. So in other words, we want to be able to drop our ribs down and back without our pelvis rotating back. Keep your pelvis rotating up. And for a lot of us, we need to work to relax our ribs down and back because we have this habit of lifting our chest up. But for some of us, even though we want our ribs to relax down and back, we still want to be able to have the motion of lifting our chest up. So if you notice that your chest doesn't lift very high, this is a good stretch for you to do, even though most of the day you want your ribs relaxing down and back. You're just lifting your rib cage up, pushing it forward, and relaxing it down and back. Relaxing down and back, lifting up, pressing forward, relaxing down and back, and lifting up and pressing forward, and relaxing down and back, and release your arms, walk your feet in, spin around to your right for a lunge. Start with your knee right underneath your hip and your ankle right behind your knee. You can hold on all the time with your outside arm. Start with your your inside arm. Start with your outside arm going over into a side bend. And then just nice and slowly here, you're moving your arm a little forward and a little back. No motion in your torso, it's just your arm. A little forward, a little back, a little forward, a little back, a little forward, and a little back. Okay, bring your torso upright. Take that foot, your back foot, and hop it a little bit away from the chair. So we're just slightly changing the pull on the front of the thigh and the hip. That top arm in the air into a side bend towards the back of the chair. Rotate the palm of your hand to face behind you. Tap your shoulder, extend. Tap, extend, tap, extend, tap, extend. Pull your torso up, slide the foot back to center, slide the foot a little bit closer to the chair. Relax any clenching in your hips. Now tap your shoulder, hold, ribs relax down. Your elbow opens to the side and curls in towards your face. Open up, and curl in. Open up and curl in. Open up, curl in. Just pause. Notice your back toes of the foot that's with your ankle, with your knee underneath your hip. Are you rolling to one side of your foot? Whether your toes are tucked under or on the top of the foot, try to center that foot. Bring it back to center. Release your arm, slide that leg forward, and we'll spin around to the other side. So something to pay attention to on this side is as we're here and we start moving the arms, what happens to your foot? Does it roll to one side? Even if you're on the top of your foot, does it roll? Try to stay centered, ankle right behind your knee. Take your outside arm towards the back of the chair, and then your arm bone just goes a little bit forward and back. Feel the pull on the ribs. A little forward and back. A little forward and back. A little forward and back. And I was getting a big popping sound there, and then I noticed I was pushing my ribs forward and back. So you start to realize the things you do by the noises you get. Okay, bring that arm down for a moment. Take your foot, hop it away from the chair a little bit. Bring that arm up and over into a side bend. Rotate your palm behind you. Tap your shoulder. Extend. Tap. Extend. Tap. Extend. Tap. Extend, pull your torso up, bring your foot back behind your knee and then closer to the chair, sliding your knee back under your hip. Tap your shoulder, lean to the back of the chair a little, open your elbow up, curl your elbow in. Elbow opens and curl in. Ribs stay relaxed down. Elbow opens and curls in. Elbow open and curl in. Extend that arm, pull your torso up, bring your ankle right back behind your knee, and then slide that foot forward and spin back around to the front of the chair. And then from here, sitting up nice and tall in our legs, ankles under our knees, knees hip distance apart, reach your right arm forward, hold on above your elbow, pull out and reach across your body. And so you're continuously going across, but you're also continuously going out at this diagonal angle by pulling on your upper arm. Your bottom hand becomes like an elevator, pelvis upright, ribs relaxed down, and you're just moving the arm up and slowly down with the elevator hand. And just seeing if you can feel the different ways it pulls on the muscles between your shoulder blade and your spine. Keep rotating your arm bone so the palm of your hand and your soft front elbow pit face up. Couple more up and down just like this. Okay, and then let's switch arms. Reach your left arm forward, hold on to the upper arm because we're tractioning the shoulder, pull out and across. So both going out and across at the same time, rotating so the elbow pit and the palm face up, and then that bottom hand becomes the elevator, lowering and lifting nice and slowly. And whether you can feel it or not, focusing on those muscles between your shoulder blade and your spine, because it is pulling on that area even if you're not feeling it yet. Be gentle no matter what. And breathing. This area of the body, the mid-back between the shoulder blades, is often an area that's super tight on people. So some people will go super deep into stretches and feel like, I don't feel anything. That was me for years. And then once I started dropping my ribs down and getting my pelvis into neutral, I could feel so much more sensation in my mid-back. So keep working on your neutral alignment of your core and you'll start to feel these muscles more over time. Okay, let's heel toe our feet a little bit wider again. You don't have to go as wide as you can, but keep working on opening your thighs up. Reach your arms low height in front of you, and then turn your belly button to the right. And from here, you're going to reach your arms up and back down. Keep turning the belly to the right. Circle up, palms face each other, back down, palms face up. Circle up and down, and circle up and down. Turn your waist to the other side. Check pelvis first always. Ribs relax down next. Maybe your ears can slide back over your shoulders. Keep the twist to the left as your arms circle up and open down. and circle up, open down. Let the breath flow. Circle up, open down, circle up, open down. Okay, bring your arms low, chest height as you come back to center. Remember, as you turn to the right and hold, you want to make sure you're not collapsing in your legs, because a lot of times when we don't have the range of motion in our legs, we'll feel like we're going further by pulling our legs. Don't. Keep your legs steady. If your waist doesn't turn very much, be content to stay where you are. That's where you'll get the most improvement. All right, turning to the right, pinky fingers together and open to the sides. Pinky fingers together and open wide. And together and open, low chest height, together and open. Twist your belly button to the left. Hold. Pinky fingers together and stretch long. And together and open. Together and open. Together and open. Okay, let's do one more each side. Turn your belly to the right. Lower your hands low, right above your knees. Now as your arms come together, it's left arm on top. Open up, keep twisting the belly to the right. Arms a little higher. Left arm on top. Open up, belly stays twisted the whole time. Arms a little higher. Left arm on top. And open, arms a little higher. Left arm on top. And open. Twist your belly to your left. Hold. Right arm on top. And open. Arms a little lower. Right arm on top. And open. Arms a little lower. Right arm on top. And open. Arms a little lower. Right arm on top. And open. Bring your torso back to center. Hands to your thighs. Rotate forward from your pelvis for just a second. And then push down through your feet to slowly come up. Walk your feet into hip distance apart. You can use a block inside your left foot and cross your right ankle over. You can just do your right ankle over your knee. You can end up doing both of them, but tilt your pelvis upright, sitting up nice and tall. Keep letting that right thigh drop open. Ribs relax down and back so the breastbone is vertical. And then from here, you're going to turn. We're going to do 2 turns. Halfway to the right, all the way to the right. So turn your head halfway to the right and slowly nod your head yes. And the key is to go slow and feel the connection from the muscles, from the base of the skull, down the neck, into the upper back. Maybe you do 2 or 3, depending on your speed. And then turn your head all the way to the right without turning your torso and nod your head yes here. Relax around your eyebrows, your eyelids, your nose, your lips. Okay, bring your head back to center. Turn just halfway to the left. Check in. Pelvis upright, ribs relax down. And every time I say pelvis upright, you'll notice my pelvis comes forward a tiny bit. It's because my pelvis still sinks back, even though it looks pretty straight from if you're watching from the outside, it almost looks like it's upright, but it still has a little bit more room to go. Okay, nod, and head comes up. Okay, turn your head all the way to the left without turning your torso. Hand on your breastbone helps, especially if you're a rib thruster, and nod. All right, bring your head back to center. You can keep your ankle on the block. You can cross your ankle over your knee. Keep flexing your ankle. Rotate forward from your pelvis and slowly come up. Rotate forward from your pelvis. Check the alignment of your bottom leg. Slowly come up. Rotate forward and slowly come up. And rotate forward. Slowly come up, hold upright pelvis, interlace your right pinky finger on the bottom, press away low, nice even interlace, spread those thumbs gently away from each other and back toward you, pressing through the palms. If you do a lot of stuff with whether your hands, your elbows, your shoulders, your neck, good one to do all the time, all day long. and release, and let's switch legs. So you can start on a block or you can stay on a block the whole time. Put the edge of your foot up, let your thigh rotate open or whatever you're using as a block. Sitting up tall in the pelvis, relax the ribs down. And now without your shoulders hiking up or your shoulders pulling back, relax them forward. Right ear goes halfway to the right shoulder. And if your right ear doesn't drop over very much to begin with, your halfway is going to be really, really tiny. And then from there, nod your head. Yes, nice and slowly. Okay, let your head drop all the way over without your torso leaning over. And nod your head, yes, nice and slowly. Sometimes when it's an uncomfortable area to work with, your body will naturally want you to go faster because it feels like, oh, the faster I do this, the quicker I get this over with. But try to go a little slower. Bring your head up, sitting up tall in the pelvis, relax the ribs down and back, just halfway over towards your left shoulder, and slowly nod your head. Make sure you're not pulling your shoulder blades back together at all. So I hear you do neck stretches every day because they're so good for you. Oh, I'm so glad that you're all doing them. Okay, drop your ear a little bit further over towards your shoulder and nod your head yes there. Relax lower belly with pelvis upright and ribs relaxed down. You automatically are using your deeper core muscles more efficiently. Okay, bring your head up. You can keep your foot on the block or cross it over your knee, tilting your pelvis, rotating forward, and slowly coming up. And rotate forward. Check the alignment of your bottom foot, ankle, knee, and slowly come up. Rotate forward, and come up, and rotate forward, and come on up. Pelvis upright, ribs relaxed down, left pinky finger on the bottom, press away low, spread the thumbs, get that nice even interlace as you press away. Good. And even sometimes we just do this one very quickly, but this is a good one to hold for a little longer, some days even 30 seconds to a minute. Are your shoulders hiking up by your ears? Relax them down. Good. Release your fingers, uncross your ankles, walk your feet all the way together, and then pelvis upright. We'll lift one knee at a time. Over time, the more that your pelvis is upright, the more your deeper core muscles will fire, the less you'll feel it really in the front of your hip and thigh crease. So just know if you're feeling a lot here, it means your pelvis is still probably tucked under a little bit. Sitting up on something higher will help. As we lift our legs closer, it works more of this inner stripe of our abdominals, and then we walk our feet open just a little, not quite hip distance. And as we go wider, you'll feel the work over time move out. One foot at a time. Notice if the leg comes in. Try to keep the feet where they started. Keep tilting the pelvis upright. Keep dropping the ribs down too. That's another key component of getting your deeper core muscles to work. If your ribs are pushed forward, it's not going to work them in the same way. All right, go to hip distance apart. Lift and lower. Okay, walk your feet a little wider than hip distance, and you'll get more of this outer stripe, and you might notice your body wants to use momentum by leaning over to one side. Over time, you won't have to lean over quite as much to be able to lift the weight of your leg. Keep your pelvis upright. Now, after you're like, yeah, my pelvis is upright, eventually I'm not feeling it here at all, I'm feeling it deep, not just the surface layer core muscles, then you can start to play with. And so we're gonna go back in, but if you're still rolling back a lot, try to keep rotating your pelvis into neutral. But otherwise, how about rotating your pelvis back a little and lifting and lowering your legs, just so that you can feel the difference So you've got a tucked under pelvis now. It uses slightly different core muscles. Walk your feet into hip distance apart. You're tucked under a little bit. Lift and lower your legs here. So there's nothing wrong with working these different muscle groups. We're just figuring out what we're doing all the time and changing it up. Walk your feet in a little closer than hip distance apart. So your pelvis is tucked under, you're kind of back by your tailbone. And then bring your feet in closer together and lift and lower there. And there's different degrees. You can roll back like just a tiny little bit. You can roll back a little bit more. So you can never get bored when it comes to movement in the body. At least I can never get bored. Okay, let's go over to a lunge. So spin around to your right, slide your knee back. Please go very slowly at first, especially if your leg tends to cramp. You can slide it forward and rub it out. And then from there, nice slow lift and lower. Heel behind the knee. Breathe and keep trying to pull the thigh bone back as you lift and lower. And sometimes it's nice to hold and pull the thigh bone back. Sometimes it's nice to keep going up and down. Breathing. Slide that leg forward, spin around to the other side, slide your knee back under your hip. Go really slowly at first, so the more momentum you use, the more chance for cramping, and slowly lift and lower. And you can barely lift to, over time, lifting a little bit higher. Breathing. And interestingly enough, on this side, boy, my foot was crooked, and I had to really look to figure out where straight was, because crooked felt straight. Maybe holding, pulling the thigh bone back, breathing. All right, and then release and slide that leg forward, spin back around to the front of the chair. From here, let's stretch our legs nice and long. Hold on to the back of the chair. You can bend your elbows, hug them in a little, rotate your thigh bones. From the very top of the thigh bones, rotating in, rotating out. How about trying to spread all your toes wide and keep them spreading wide as you rotate your thigh bones from the top of the thigh bone. Keep spreading the toes. Endurance. Okay, how about when your thigh bones turn out, you keep your ankles flexed and curl your toes forward and pull them back, especially that ball of the big toe area in your big toe. Curl forward, pull back. Curl forward, pull back. Curl forward, pull back. Try to feel all 5 toes pulling back. Rotate your thigh bones in, internal rotation. Curl toes forward, pull all 5 toes back. Your ankles stay flexed, so even as you curl your toes forward, your ankles are flexed. Pull your toes back, curl forward, pull back, curl forward, pull back. Good. Bring your legs back to straight, let go of the back of the chair, sit up, bring your arms into a wide V, hands clap, tap to the top of the head or behind your head, but the more you go behind your head, the more chance the ribs will lift up. So ribs relax down as you tap, re-extend, open the arms. Clap, tap, extend, open, clap, tap, extend, open, clap, tap, extend, open, hands come down, bend the knees, ankles right under the knees, try not to scoot them back, inner thighs stay open, hip distance apart. As you slowly press to come up to stand, come around to the back of your chair. From the back of your chair, our classic 2 straight arms, 2 straight legs, feet straight, ankles hip distance apart, push your hips back, outer edges of feet straight. Maybe working on neutral thigh bone, making sure the legs straighten all the way, relaxing the lower belly. If you always tend to drop your head down below the rest of your spine, ramp the back of your head up a little bit, lift your head a little higher, maybe push your hips back a little bit more. Always refining with kindness, with compassion. Oh, look, my heels are inside again. Oh, look, my feet are a little wider or a little closer than hip distance apart. It's just a constant journey. All right, come up nice and slowly. Grab whatever it is you're going to use for a calf stretch. Put the ball of your right foot up, feet straight, ankles hip distance apart. Maybe you step your left foot forward. So as a review to last week, we want to get out of the habit of hiking our shoulders up, and if we're used to it, they might not relax all the way down at first, so we're just trying to relax them down. One way to tell is by looking at your collarbones, and if your collarbones are always at an upward angle, upward this way, that means that they still have some release to go. So just be aware of that. And then from here, we also want to get out of the habit of pulling our shoulders back. Even with our ribs relaxed down, if our shoulders come forward, get out of the habit of pulling your shoulders back and instead reach your arms out to your side. Feel your upper back and your chest get wide at the same time. Balance your weight between both of your legs. Tuning into your breath. Hopefully you're feeling that calf stretch. And then let's switch feet. So put the ball of your left foot up, your heel down. Outer edges of feet straight, maybe that outside foot steps forward. You're working on hips over heels, maybe neutral thigh bones here, relaxing any clenching, ribs relax down, arms to the side. So if you tend to hike up, arms come down. If you tend to pull back, arms come forward. And then there's so many things you can do throughout the day. Reach your arms out to the side all day long. And the more I remind you to do this, the more I'm doing this myself. And I've already can feel improvement in my chest muscles and my upper back muscles. You can reach your arms out. You can do some of our wrist flips with your palms down. Great one to do if you're spending time on the computer. For a lot of people, those wrists don't come back very far, so you're working on that. You can rotate your arm bones. Try to mix it up, but really it's just about getting your arms out to your sides more often. You can do slightly different heights. You can reach out a little bit more, ribs relax down. You can practice ramping your head slightly back with your arms out to your sides. So keep getting your arms out to your sides. You'll feel great over time the more and more you do it. Okay, feet straight, ankles hip distance apart. Walk back. We are going to bend our knees, so if your knees tend to get forward, you might want to start with them a little back. You're going to push your hips back, 2 straight legs, then sit back into a chair pose, watching the alignment of your knees over your ankles, your knees hip distance apart, and then just push your thigh bones back slightly and try to straighten. Sit back, push back slowly, sit back, feet straight, ankles hip distance apart, push your thigh bones back. Sit back, hold. Is your head dropping down? Ramp your head up a little bit. Are your ribs dropping down? Ramp your ribs up a little bit. Those are not cues for everybody. Everybody relax your belly so your tailbone can go up a little bit more. Breathing. So bent knee, thoracic stretch helps pull more on your spine. Feel your arms straight as you pull your hips back. And then press into your feet to come up. Grab your calf stretcher again. Mine is stuck under the chair. And then put the ball of your right foot up, your heel down. And from here, you can step your outside foot forward or not, and you're going to try to bend and straighten that knee. Now, if it doesn't happen with ease, with one leg, it's okay to do both knees. Just watch those same principles for chair squatting. So your knee is going over the center of your foot, but if the edge of your foot isn't straight, it's not quite accurate. So you want the edge of your foot to be straight first. And very, very important here is that you do not want to be feeling it in your Achilles tendon. You don't want to feel a ton of pulling there. If you are, it probably means whatever you're doing the calf stretch on is a little too high, so back off. If that area is tight, it can easily be overstretched, so you really want to be aware of it, but this stretch is super important to help get the muscles that you want to be helping, but you just might need to use something different under the ball of your foot. Okay, next time you bend, hold. It's okay in this instance if the knee goes past the front of the ankle a little bit. And slowly come up and switch feet. Put the ball of your foot up, your heel down, outer edges of feet straight, maybe the outside steps forward first, and then bend and straighten the knee, starting with a straight edge of the foot, steering the knee over the center. And then over time, you can even see, can you do it without like looking and bending over to do it? You're just standing up tall and bending and straightening your knee, and it will be even more effective. And then next time you bend your knee, hold, or knees, and breathing. Yeah, and it actually feels so much more like it's getting into the right muscles when I'm not bending over and looking. So just keep that in mind. That does play a part when your whole body is going over. Okay, and release that. All right, you can put that block by your side. And then with our feet straight, ankles hip distance apart, we're going to do 2 different toe tucks. We're going to do the first one where the bottom of our toes tuck under, and then next we'll do the top of our toes. So let's start bottom of the toes balancing. Feet straight, ankles hip distance, push down through the right hip, bottom of the toes. Push down, hug the hip in, hips back over the heels, bottom of the toes touch down. Press down, hug the hip in, bottom of the toes. And over time, you're trying to get a little bit more endurance on that standing leg. So as you push down, hug in, maybe you take the leg back a little slower. Okay, bottom of the toes, hold, roll from big toe to pinky toe. Can you roll your thigh without your hips turning side to side? So hips stay steady. It's just your toes going, and they of course pull on your thigh bone. Okay, bring that foot forward. Press down, pelvic list on the right leg. Toes step back, hips stay facing forward. And roll from the pinky toe to the big toe side of your foot. Okay, bring that foot back. Outer edges of feet straight, ankles hip distance. Press down, pelvic list, top of the toes. Every time checking your alignment, top of the toes, hips back over the heels. Top of the toes. 2 more each side. If your if your top of your foot's starting to relax over time, you can push down a little bit and kind of feel like you're pulling your ankle forward. If your top of your foot is not relaxing, and of course you can always do this with a towel or a pillow under your foot. Let's do 1 more each side. All right, and then come back to the back of the chair and grab your block so you have it nearby. We're not going to use it yet. You're going to stand with your feet straight, ankles hip distance apart, and you're going to purposely let your hips go forward and back your thigh bones up so the weight's all the way over your heels. Notice as you back your thigh bones up, at first it's okay to stick your buttocks back because you might have to, but over time you're backing your thigh bones up but keeping your pelvis in neutral. So hips go forward where we don't want to be. Maybe you can even feel how this puts more pressure on the feet, more pressure on the knees, more pressure on the lower back. Back your hips up. This is not a bad movement. We want to be able to move this way. We just don't want it to be the habit of how we carry ourselves around, which it is a big habit for a lot of people because the back of our legs are so tight from shoe wearing and sitting that when the backs of your legs are tight, it actually pushes you forward. And it's actually when the back of your whole body is tight, it pushes you forward. So that's one of the reasons why people's ribs push forward is because the back of their body is tight. So, and you just want to feel the difference. And it's interesting because I used to have this pulling, like, you know, it didn't hurt, but it was like a pulling in the inner thigh on my right leg, which has went away. But when I do this, I can feel it. So I know that I used to have a chronic pattern of pushing maybe even just my right thigh forward because I can feel that sensation. So over time, your alignment will start to show you. You might feel old sensations that you used to feel, and it might be like, oh, I must have been chronically doing that all the time. So just be aware of that. Back your hips up. And then let's do the same thing with chair squatting, sitting the hips back and pressing up. So it's the same principle. When the knees go forward, you use more of the front of the legs. It loads the feet, the knees, and the lower back more. When you slide back, you use more of the back of the legs. Neither bad movements, but both. But we want to make sure we're working throughout the day in a balanced way. Breathing. Okay, grab that, whatever you're using, towel, block, dome. Put the ball of your right foot up, your heel down, step your left foot forward a little bit, rotate your pelvis into a half forward fold, and slowly come back up. Press down through the ball of your foot below your toes, and slowly come up. Relax your lower belly as you push your hips back, and slowly come up, and relax your lower belly as your hips go back. Slowly come up. Slide the block to the other side. Ball of the foot up, heel down. Maybe the outside foot steps forward. Rotate the pelvis back and come up. Rotate back and come up. 2 more like that. Rotate back, maybe rotating the thigh bones into neutral, and slowly come up and rotate back and slowly come up. Okay, slide that prop out of the way, sit back into a chair pose, step your right leg way back. You're not trying to put your heel down on the ground. You're just starting from a heel lifted heel and going up higher and then lowering about halfway. Lift up, lower slow halfway. Lift up, lower slow halfway. Lift up, press off the ball of the foot, sit back into a chair pose. Your left leg steps back. Lift up nice and high. Lower about halfway. Center the ball of your foot. Lift up high without the front knee going forward. Lower halfway. Lift up high. Lower halfway. Lift up high. Step off that foot. And then from there, walk back 2 straight arms, 2 straight legs. Sit back into a chair pose with your 2 straight arms. Stretch your legs straight. Walk your feet a step wider. Sit back. Slowly push your thigh bones back. Walk your feet a step wider. We're going to go 1 wider than this. Sit back. Thigh bones move back. And 1 wider. And sit back. And thigh bones move back. Keep pushing your thigh bones back. Press through the back of the legs to come up with your thigh bones nice and wide. Right arm goes up and over, hips back over the heels. Left arm goes up and over. Right arm goes up and over. Left arm up and over. Right arm, breathing. And left arm. Okay, turn your feet slightly out to the side. Push your thigh bones back, half forward fold. Press equally into the balls of the foot, the front of your foot. Slowly come up, re-parallel your feet. Take your right arm up and over. Arm bone moves a little forward, a little back. No motion in the rib cage. It's very small. A little forward and back. Switch arms. Left arm goes up and over. Ribs relax down and back. The arm bone moves a little forward and back, relaxing any clenching in the legs. And pull your arm bone up. All right, from there, pigeon toe your feet as long as it doesn't bother your ankles. Pull your thigh bone straight back. Relax your belly so your tailbone can tilt into the air a little bit more. Breathing, relax your pelvic floor, the area from your private areas to your buttocks. That's a big area for clenching that we don't realize. Good, and then slowly come up, parallel your feet. Right arm goes up and over, rotate your hand behind you, hand to the shoulder, ribs relax down, elbow open and curl in. Open, curl in, open, curl in. Open, curl in, extend, pull yourself up, Opposite arm goes over, rotate the palm to face behind you, hand to the shoulder, ribs relax down and back, open, curl in, hips back over the heels, open, curl in, open, curl in, open, curl in. Extend that arm, pull yourself up. Your feet are nice and wide. You're facing the back of the chair. Push your hips back, shift your hips to your right. Shift your hips to your left, 2 straight legs. Come back to center, back your weight up into your heels, come up to stand. Left foot steps back, right foot steps forward, feet hip distance apart. Try to turn your back foot straight instead of turned out to the side, so you're rotating your hips forward. Arms into the air, open your arms wide, clap, tap, extend, open. Ribs dropping down, legs nice and straight. Clap, tap, extend, open. Bring your hands to your hips. Rotate your pelvis into a half forward fold. Now for some people, the first thing that's going to want to happen for the tension in the hips is the knees are going to really want to bend. If that's you, you're just trying to keep your legs straight and rotate your pelvis forward a little bit. For someone whose legs stay straight very easily, but they're also dealing with tension in a different way, your hips will probably want to rotate. So you're trying to rotate and square your hips and feel those bones on the front of your pelvis even as you push your thigh bones back. Everyone come up, walk your right foot a little bit out to the right so you have a wider stance. Rotate your pelvis, push your hips back. And then slowly come up. Now walk your right foot over so it's closer to in front of your left foot. So it's like more like you're on a tightrope or a balance beam. It doesn't have to be right in front of it. And rotate your pelvis, pushing your thighs back, either working to straighten your legs or square your hips or a combination of both. And slowly come up. Walk that front foot back to hip distance apart. Switch. Feet straight, ankles hip distance apart, left foot in front, arms open in a V, ribs relax down, clap, tap, extend, open, clap, tap, extend, open, hands to the pelvis, 2 straight legs, rotate the pelvis into a half forward fold, watching the rotation of your hips. Relaxing, clenching around the belly. All right, slowly come up, walk your left foot out to the left a little bit and rotate your pelvis as you back your hips up, breathing. And slowly come up and now walk that foot closer to in front of your right foot. So you're a little bit more on a tightrope. And rotate your pelvis forward, grounding through the heels, breathing. And slowly come up and walk that foot back out and step off your back foot. Grab your block, put it underneath the ball of your right foot. Maybe your left foot steps forward, come into a half forward fold. A little bit of shift side to side, very small. And now how about staying in your half forward fold, shifting forward without your heel coming up and shifting back a little bit. Forward, the weight goes a little bit into the front of the foot and back a little bit. All right, come up, switch legs. Ball of the left foot goes up, heel down. Maybe the right foot steps forward. Rotate into a half forward fold, first with your hips back over your heels. A little shift side to side. Breath is flowing. Come to center. A little shift forward and back without your heel coming up. Nice and easy, nice and relaxed. Breathing. All right, and then slowly come up and have a seat, but don't sit down yet, sorry. All right, so first step, first goal is when you sit back, you can do it with me, not letting your knees lead the way. Really sticking your hips back, trying not to fall to the chair. Next step is watching those inner and outer thighs. As you come forward, not letting the knees go forward, pushing the hips back, keeping the legs open hip distance apart. Coming up with less momentum, going down without falling. Keep working on it. If it's not happening, get your hips higher. You will get better progress if you don't have to go so low. Trying to keep forcing yourself to do something your body's not ready for doesn't help in the long run. The next step is, when you've really mastered that, how far are you leaning forward? The more you lean forward, the more you're naturally using momentum in your spine instead of your leg muscles. So if you lean forward this much, can you lean forward this much? Trust me, you're not going to be able to go all the way up here and try to get up. It's going to be really hard. So you lean forward and you back up just a little bit, and then you try to get up, and it's much more work for the legs to get up. Much more work. So start working on that. As you lean forward, try to lean forward a little bit less. And sit your hips down. And you might notice that, oh, now my thighs collapse in, or now my feet start to curl up. So then what's the next step? Oh, work on stretching my feet more, work on stretching my thighs more. So more alignment shows us deeper layers of tension of where we need to work at. So keep working on it. And then eventually you start sitting down to something lower than your chair. But go ahead and sit up nice and tall here. Reach your arms out to the side, low chest, palms up. Give them a break at any time. Try not to lift your shoulders up. Try not to pull them back. But pelvis upright, ribs relax down. Even if that means those arms come forward, slide your ears back a little. Turn and look over your right shoulder halfway. Nod yes once. All the way. Nod yes once. Turn back to center. Turn halfway to your left hand. Nod yes once. Turn all the way. Nod yes once. Bring your head back to center. Halfway over to your shoulder, which is not much if your ear doesn't go far to begin with. Nod yes once. Maybe that ear drops over a little bit more. Nod yes once. Bring your head up nice and slowly, halfway to the left. Nod yes once. Up. What are you noticing about your body? Does your pelvis rotate back? For me, my pelvis was staying upright. For me, my mid-back was starting to push forward. My ribs were lifting up. For you, were your hands starting to rotate forward? Were your arms starting to get higher? So you just start noticing, no problem. Okay, I just dropped my ribs down and back again. Take your ear all the way over. Nod your head yes. Bring your head back up. All right, flip your hands down, extend your wrists, feet hip distance apart, rotate forward from the pelvis like you're coming into a forward fold, reach out through your arms, slowly come up. Walk your feet a little wider than hip distance apart. Rotate forward, keep reaching out through your arms, and slowly come up. Walk your feet in all the way. Rotate forward from the pelvis, extend through the fingers, spread out through the thumbs a little bit, breathing. Slowly come up, release your hands down, open your knees hip distance apart, stretch your legs long, rotate forward any amount, hands to the thighs, hands to the shins. Maybe your head drops down all the way, maybe you roll your neck a tiny little bit side to side, softening from the cheeks into the jaw. Maybe since your head is hanging down, you nice and gently open your jaw nice and wide. And then slowly come up. And so another thing just to think about is when I say open your jaw nice and wide, you might have went right from this to like, but really, how about just like everything else we do? Gradually a little slower. You start getting a lot of clicking and popping in there, you go slower. You don't do as big of a range of motion. You just keep opening and adapting your jaw slowly. Definitely something that I need to work on in myself. Sit all the way back in your chair. Let your gaze soften or your eyes gently close. You're ready for your final pose, Savasana. Be very present with your body. Be very present with your breath. Love is why we are here. Love is the greatest force on earth, and it is why we are here. Love is a verb. Love is not just a feeling. It is an action. It is most evident in what you do, for there will be days when you will be called to love, even when you may not have feelings of love. Love is a choice. Understanding this concept will change your life significantly and may determine your ability to maintain lifelong happiness. Love never ends. The greatest gift you can give to yourself or another is the gift of commitment to say, I do, but also, I will. Bring your hands together at heart center. Thank you for starting with yourself. You know, some days you may not always feel like coming here and moving together, but it's that commitment to love, even when we don't feel it, that will really create the long-term results and really even the short-term results of a deeper well-being. In gratitude for this day, namaste. We didn't take a very long Savasana. Please feel free to sit back in your chair and just be with yourself for another minute or two.